Hi everyone, this is Sam from Healthy Hints, and I am bringing you a yoga video for back pain. This is for anyone who suffers from chronic back pain, whether it be in your lower or upper back, anywhere on your spine. This will help you. Lower back pain is the #1 cause of complaints due to a very sedentary lifestyle we live nowadays. But even if you are an athlete, this sequence will help relieve any back pain that you have felt during workouts or after workouts. Mostly this back pain is due to shortened hamstrings or iliopsoas muscles, which I will point out during this video. And we will focus on lengthening these muscles and strengthening them in the low back to ward off any further back pain. You will start with a block, strap, and blanket to help prop you if some of these poses are inaccessible or a little tight feeling. These are perfect props for you. So let's get started. Head on onto your mat. Start off by grabbing your blanket and strap. You're just going to fold it a couple times and place it underneath your hips so your tailbone is raised, and laying down all the way onto your mat. Grabbing your strap, place your right ball of your foot into the strap and extend it up as far as you can where it's straight. It does not have to be 90 degrees. And then extend the left leg out, flexing the foot as well. Be sure to push up into the strap, but don't pull your shoulders off the ground. This will help assist in lengthening any hamstring tightness that you have. Lower the leg and switch sides, pressing the left foot up into the strap. Extending the right leg out. Make sure again to flex both feet. Pressing up through the ball of your foot, making sure to have active legs to get that maximum amount of strength and stretch. Then bending the knee, come on back up. Hug your knees towards your chest. Wrap your right arm around, left hand goes out to the side. Pull the knees all the way across. We're just loosening up the low back right now. Especially after a long day of sitting, this helps to get some movement back into the back and hips. Switching sides, left arm wraps around, right arm goes out to the side. Make sure as well you keep both shoulders flat on the ground. You're getting a little bit of a chest stretch too while you're doing this. And then coming back to center, you're going to sit on up, move your blanket and strap out of the way so you have a clear mat. And then come back to hands and knees. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips in a tabletop position. On the exhale, round your back, look down at your thighs, cat pose. And on the inhale, lift the tailbone and head, cow pose. Do this a couple times with your breath. About 3 is good. This is helping to wake up the spine, get some movement into it as we start our practice even more. Grab your block and place it in between your thighs just above your knees. Tuck your toes, bring your hips up and back. Squeeze the block with your inner thighs. Rise up onto your toes, come forward all the way. You are more than welcome to come down to your knees before you lower down in a chaturanga. Untuck the toes, lift the chest, cobra. Make sure you squeeze the block here And draw your stomach in as you lift your chest up. Try not to use your hands to push your chest up, but use your core and low back muscles to pull you up. This will help strengthen your low back and wake up your abdominals. Do Cobra a couple times following your breath. And then push yourself back, remove the block, and rest into Child's Pose, toes touching, knees apart, head resting on the ground. Starting off standing with your block in hand, turn your left toes in, right toes out, lift the right arm all the way up, and hinge at your hips. Place the block underneath your shoulder. Turn your chest and lift your left arm up into Trikonasana or triangle pose. Have the block at any level that is comfortable to your flexibility. Legs are straight and strong, and you're pressing through your toes. You will be stretching your hamstrings and part of your low back as well in this pose. Coming back up to center, switching sides, right toes in and the left toes out. Block will be in the left hand now. Reaching up, hinging at the hips, placing the block right underneath the shoulder, rotating the chest, and lifting the right arm all the way up. If you're using a block, make sure you don't collapse into your block. You want to keep pressing away and creating space in your shoulders. Staying here for a couple breaths and then coming all the way up to standing pose. Have a seat on your mat, grab your blanket and fold it in half. Sit your right butt cheek down and cross the left leg over. Make sure your right heel is right next to your sit bone. Grab your block and place it behind you, wrapping your right arm around your knee. Do half Lord of the Fishes pose. You can intensify this stretch by placing your elbow on the outside of the knee. Relaxing your shoulders down, lifting your chest and drawing your stomach in. This will help create length and space in between your spine and help relieve any back pain that is held in the low back. We will be switching sides. Move the blanket underneath the left side. Left heel comes down by the right butt cheek. Right leg crosses over. Left arm wraps around. Right hand comes down to the block. You can place the elbow on the outside of the knee. Make sure you lift your chest again. Shoulders are relaxed. The more you draw your stomach in, those iliopsoas I was talking about earlier will lift up and back and help relieve more back pain. And unwinding from the twist. Keep your blanket folded. And again, place it on the right side. Bring your right leg forward. Try to keep your shin parallel to the mat and extend your left leg back. If you need more height, if you are tight in your hips or hamstrings, you are more than welcome to grab another blanket or block underneath you. This is pigeon pose. It'll help open up the hip. From sitting in a chair, your hips can get very tight and actually cause back pain. Lower yourself down. With your left hand, grab your knee. Right hand will come to the knee and add a nice gentle twist into pigeon pose. Make sure you don't let your stomach fall down to the ground. Draw it up more. You will feel a stretch in your left hip flexor. You're more than welcome to come forward and just release into the pose. Relax and surrender. Coming on up nice and slowly. Take your time as you switch sides. Your hips may feel a little stuck. It's okay. As we move into the left side. Stretching out those hips, creating space. Draw your stomach in. Hinge forward. Grab your knee with your right hand. Left hand comes to the thigh. Gentle twist. If you want, you can come forward and surrender to the pose. And sliding the left leg back. Again, take your time as you transition. Open up that blanket and then lay down on top of your blanket and place your block in between your thighs. Make sure your hip bones are down on this mat. We're going to do some little lower back work. The key is to draw your stomach in and squeeze the block, lift the legs, half locust pose. Hold this for a couple breaths and then release back down. And we're going to do this 2 more times, lifting up and lowering back down. 1 last time, lifting up. Squeeze that block and lower down. As we do the top half of our body, same thing, press your hips down, lift your chest up. Reach through those fingertips. Make sure your head is in line with your spine. We will alternate sides now. Lifting up the left hand and right foot. And then switching sides. Warming up the back a bit more. Press those hip points down into your blanket. Draw that stomach up. Keep your neck neutral to avoid any neck pain. Now we're going to add both of those together, lifting both the feet and the legs together, balancing on those hip points. Squeeze the block and release. Remove the block from in between your thighs. Bring your hands down by your hips. Turn your head and relax for a couple breaths. When you're ready, gently push yourself up and back into child's pose. And again, rest your head on the blanket for a couple more breaths. Sliding the blanket forward, lay down on your back now. Feet will go as wide as your mat, so your pinky toes will be on the edge. Arms go out to the side. Drop your knees off to the right. Again, just another gentle twist to help loosen up the spine again. Bring your knees back to center and drop them off to the left. Breathe and relax. Make sure those shoulders are both on the ground. Slide yourself back onto that blanket if you want a pillow. Extend the legs out nice and long, palms face up. Relax into Shavasana. Let everything melt into the ground. If you do have low back pain, you are more than welcome to keep your knees bent to help ease the back. When you're ready, you can start to wiggle fingers and toes and bending a knee at a time, rolling over to your right for a couple breaths, and then whenever you are ready, you can come on up to a seated position. Hands will come to the heart, thumbs lift the chest, and bow the head. Namaste. Thank you all for watching. I am Sam again from Healthy Hints. Please stay tuned for more yoga videos. Namaste.